What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking the top 10 small forwards right now in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, I gotta say, guys, the small forward position, I think it's pretty top heavy, to be honest with you. There's a lot of guys, I would say 6 or 5 or lower on this list are cards I'm not really that high on, so just kind of keep that in the back of your minds. I also did plug Giannis in here at the small forward position, the dark matter Giannis on this list, because I feel like with how good the power forwards are compared to the small forwards, a lot of people are going to be running Giannis at that 3. So just some things to think about as we dive into this thing. I just do people that you run at small forward, not necessarily just primary small forward. So let's hop into this thing. Starting it off at number 10, Galaxy Opal, Kawhi Leonard, 6'7", 7'3" wingspan, hotspots from everywhere outside the 3-point line. I feel like this year, it's just one of those things for Kawhi. He's just not got that card yet. Like, he's had some decent cards. He just hasn't had that card that's it yet. I mean, a lot of this, the reason I'm not that high on this card is the fact that his block rating is only a 60. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Kawhi is supposed to be one of the best defensive players in the entire game, and they gave him a 60 rated block. It just doesn't seem right to me. I thought they'd eventually evo him to make him that little bit better. They didn't, and that's the troubling part for me is like, Kawhi should be better than he is. 2K literally just hold him. Like, I want to use Kawhi more than anybody. I've always loved Kawhi cards in my team. It's just this year his release isn't as good as it's been in the past. His block ratings is 60. I can only be so high on Kawhi Leonard. Up next at number 9, Galaxy Opal, Paul George. He's got a 90 rated block. And that's, I mean, I hate to break it to you, that's really the difference between Kawhi and Paul George. Yes, they're not going to be the exact same cards. Kawhi's going to do some things better. PG's going to do some things better. But Paul George is a more complete overall card than Kawhi Leonard. And I don't love Paul George's release. I absolutely despise his release. But still, I think it's safe to say Paul George is the better card. Now again, 6'9" at that 3, can dunk well. Obviously does have that Hall of Fame range. Defensively is going to hold it down at an elite level. Like there's just not many flaws with PG. If you want to run PG, man, do it. The card is extremely good in my team. I would just recommend you run the Pink Diamond Paul George. That's my recommendation for you guys. If you do want to run Paul George, I'd run that Pink Diamond one. Probably just a way cheaper option and gonna give you 90% of what this card is. Still, Galaxy Opal PG, really good in my team. At number 8, Galaxy Opal, Zion Williamson. And I know a lot of people are gonna be mad that he is this low. But my whole thing for Zion is this. I feel like his movement isn't nearly as good as it should be with these dribble moves. His release with the O'Shea on quick isn't as good as it should be. I just don't see it with Zion. And again, you guys can hate me if you want. That's my opinion, okay? Obviously, dunking-wise is incredible. Obviously, his 3-ball is good enough. I'm just saying, for me, on the outside looking in, when I look at Zion Williamson, I feel like he doesn't play as good as his stats, badges, and player models should. Like, it's just that simple. I don't know if it's because of his weight. Like, he just doesn't move as good as some other cards at 6'7". I wish I was higher on Zion, but I just simply can't be, coming in at number 8. At number 7, this one shouldn't surprise you guys at all. Pink Diamond OG Anunoby. This should be probably the least surprising ranking on my list at number 7. He's just a perfect 3-and-D option in my team. Like, one of the best. He has an easy release to time. The green window is absolutely massive. Defensively, at 6'7", good player model, good player build, really solid, just overall player. I don't get how anybody can not like OG Anunoby. Now, and I get it. If you want to put Zion and PG over OG, I get it, right? They got more total badges. Stat badges-wise, they're going to look better. To me, it's all about the eye test, right? And I've used OG enough to realize he greens basically every shot for me. He plays absolutely incredible defense. And as far as Pink Diamond Spotlight Sim players go, there's going to be not many better than OG Anunoby. It's that simple. This card really solid in my team. Coming in at number 7. At number 6, Galaxy Opal, Jayson Tatum. Now, I think everybody in the community, not just me, wanted a Jayson Tatum for him dropping 55 points, a record in the All-Star game. Or at least give us a locker code in which we have a chance to get Jayson Tatum. Like, there just was nothing given about the Jayson Tatum All-Star game when there absolutely should have been. Still, though, this Galaxy Opal Jayson Tatum is really, really solid in my team. Better on current gen than next gen, I've got to say that. And a lot of it has to do with his bad leaner. Like, leaners are really, really important on next gen, and because JT doesn't have a good leaner, that does hurt his value on next gen. But on current gen, still really, really, really solid. On both gens, he's good. I mean, defensively, absolutely elite. I wish he had more Hall of Fame defensive badges in general. But as far as at that small forward position, he's going to be able to create his own shot, be one of the best sharpshooters in the entire game. And offensively speaking, the card is really, really solid and complete. At number 5, Galaxy Opal Kevin Durant. Now, when this Kevin Durant card first came out, I thought he might be top 3 on this list. And he's at number 5, so I mean, it's not like he's bad, but I thought he'd be a little bit better. Why? Because he has a KD base on quick, which I personally thought was going to put him over the top. I personally thought that was going to take him to that next level. It just doesn't. His leaner, I still don't love. His release, I still think is on the slower side of things. I get he's got the MJ dribble style. I just don't see him as being that, complete card in my team because his release isn't as good as it should be. Dunking wise, he's okay, but not great. And his defense, I would say he has a good player model, but it's not like that next level of good. KD is really good in my team, and if you use this Kevin Durant card, you can compete at every level. Like, the difference between this card and my number 1 is not that large. I just need you guys to be aware of that. I just used him, and I was expecting more. And so maybe, that's just me being biased against KD that I was expecting more. I just really was. Coming in here at number 5. At number 4, Pink Diamond Tim Thomas. Do I need to say more about TT? Because I know a lot of people are going to be like, what, Ty? How is he better than Kevin Durant? Well, all I can really say about that is if you know, you know. Like, if you know what Tim Thomas can get into, then you know. I don't need to sit here and tell you. For a card that came out on November 4th, him still being a top 4 small forward in my team, most people would have him at top 3, is actually really, really scary. Badge-wise, complete. Player model, really good. Release, if you're used to that LaMelo base and you can get used to his upper, it's incredible. I mean, you can't really hate on Tim Thomas when he is as good as he is. I think it's just hard to hate on a card that can do everything that he can do. I mean, he's one of the most complete cards in the entire game. As far as a primary ball handler, there's not many people I'd rather have running the show than TT. The dude's complete. I love you forever. And we're due for a dark matter Tim Thomas sooner rather than later. At number 3, Pink Diamond LeBron James. And I know a lot of people are going to get on me for this, but I am putting 2 LeBron Jameses on this list. Now, why? Why in the world would I do this? Well, here's the deal. Pink Diamond LeBron James right now is cheap. What is he? 60,000 MT. For 60,000 MT, you can get a LeBron James Pink Diamond. For 100,000 MT, you can get a LeBron James with like 16 Hall of Famers, including a lot of good ones. That is an absolute steal. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is an absolute steal for a card that can do no wrong on the court. He's got Hall of Fame Chase Down, Artist, Interceptor, can basically get every badge on Hall of Fame in the entire game, comes with limitless range. I get it. His dribble style is not the best. I get it. His release is on the slower side of things, even though it is super easy to time into green. I get it if you don't love LeBron James. But what I don't get is if you want to hate on the card, because it's nearly impossible to do. This card is one of the most complete cards in the entire game, and this is one of the core foundations I think you should have. If you have like 500,000 MT, pick up Pink Diamond Bron. You will not regret it. Coming in at number 2, Dark Matter Giannis Antetokounmpo, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. Well, what do I need to say? Every stat is basically above an 89 outside of his 3 ball. Everyone, okay? He's got every badge you need in the game. Everything on Hall of Fame you could ever ask for. Can even give him limitless range. Sure, his release I would have loved to see changed. Like, if they had given Giannis the O'Shea Brissett base, do you guys realize how overpowered he would have been? He'd have just been too good. So, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad they just gave him his own release, because otherwise, I mean, it would have just been too game-breaking. But that's really the difference between why he's at number 2 instead of number 1, is the fact that he still has that same release. MJ dribble style, obviously, normal leaner. There's just no flaws with Giannis coming in at number 2. And at my number 1, no surprise, Dark Matter LeBron James. The best small forward in the entire game, and honestly, I don't think it's close. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's LeBron, a gap, and then Giannis, and then a bigger gap. Like, This Bron can do it all, has the, and again, I don't know if I love the Corver base, but it's on quick, does have that Bron upper, normal leaner, MJ dribble style, really solid defensively. This LeBron James, I will hold true to it. I think is the best on-ball defender in the entire game. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I think this LeBron is the most complete card in the game. Is he the most valuable card? No, because that's Yao Ming. But as far as the best and most complete card, I think it is the Dark Matter LeBron James. I mean, if you get this card, you can run him until the end of the game. It's that simple. Is he going to be the best card until the end of the game? No. But he will be usable until the end of time. That is going to wrap it up for my top 10 small forward list today, guys. Hopefully each of you guys did enjoy it. Who did I leave off that you guys would have had on here? Would you guys have had a guy, let's say, maybe even like, I don't know, I'm just going to throw out a name. Maybe like an Andre Kirilenko on this list, maybe a Trey Murphy, maybe somebody like that I missed out on. Let me know that down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.